Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Take 30 News. There's some breaking news coming in this afternoon. Mohammed Dakhlalla, who was arrested at GTR airport about 15 minutes away from here, who was flying to Turkey and then to Syria and was going to join the ISIS, has pled guilty today in court. Yes, that's correct. That's the piece of information we have. I have some court documents with me. It says Mohammed Dakhlalla, 23 of Starkville, Mississippi, pleaded guilty today in U.S. District Court in Aberdeen, Mississippi, to conspiring to provide material support to a designated foreign terrorist organization. Now, that's the piece of information that the court has released right now. I have the guilty plea with me. It has the signature of Mohammed Dakhlalla, and I will try to show it to you. It has the signature over here of Mohammed Dakhlalla, and these documents have been released today. It says, now I'm going to quote, it says the defendant agrees to plead guilty under oath to count 1 of the indictment, which charges Mohammed Dakhlalla with others known and unknown to the grand jury, knowingly did combine, conspire, confederate, and agree together and with each other to provide material support or resources, as that term is defined in Title 18 United States Code Section 233, including personnel to a foreign terrorist organization, namely the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. Now, this plea also goes ahead and says there is a terrorism adjustment under USSG clause in this plea agreement. It says that the defendant agrees with the application and the terrorism adjustment, which increases his offense level of Mohammed Dakhlalla by level 12, and also his criminal history category to 6. And the government concurs that the terrorism adjustment should apply to this defendant's case. There are some acknowledgements also in this guilty plea. It says that no promise or representation whatsoever has been made to the defendant as to what punishment the court might impose if it accepts the plea of guilty. And lastly, as formality, it also says that the defendant's agreement is knowing, free and voluntary, and not the product of force, threat or coercion. The defendant is pleading guilty because defendant is in fact guilty. And it has signatures of the United States Attorney Felicia Adams, the defendant, which is Mohammed Dakhlalla, and Gregory Park, the attorney for defendant. Now, this is an interesting case, and when it unfolded, I was there covering that case in the month of August. And this is the first time that some of the details of the case have been released, and I would like to narrate them to you. Now, this case has been called United States versus Mohammed Dakhlalla, and yeah, there's a factual basis first which has to be clarified, which is on October 15, 2004. This was after 9/11. The United States Secretary of State designated Al-Qaeda in Iraq, which is also known as AQI in that region, then known as Jam'at al-Tawheed wal-Jihad, as a foreign terrorist organization under Section 219 of the Immigration and Nationality Act, and as specially designated global terrorist entity under Section 1 of Executive Order. On May 15, 2014, the Secretary of State amended the designation of Al-Qaeda in Iraq as a foreign terrorist organization under Section 219. So that's something that needs to be kept in mind while looking at this case. Now remember, Dakhlalla was a United States citizen who met Jaylin Young, his companion, here at Mississippi State in the spring of 2014. They began dating in November of 2014, and Young had expressed an interest in converting to Islam before she started dating Dakhlalla. They soon began talking about Islam and ISIS, and after her conversion, Young converted to Islam, and then after her conversion, Young distanced herself from her family and friends here in Starkville, and felt that spending time with non-Muslims would be a bad influence. These are not my words. These words are from the court document that has been released today. And we all know how the story of the FBI were involved in this case, which helped nail both these students. Now what happened was the FBI got information that some students have been trying to contact ISIS and some of the Twitter accounts that are there which belong to ISIS members. Now Mohammed Dakhlalla and Jalen Young, what they did was they tried to email people in Syria and Turkey who claim themselves as members of the terrorist organization and started speaking to them. Now Young expressed an interest in flying over there, and she said she would have a nikah with Dakhlalla. Nikah in Urdu means Islamic marriage. That's what they decided, and all this was transpired in the FBI office. Now what the FBI did was they posed as people from ISIS and began chatting with both these students. During the chat, these students revealed that their plan is to fly from GTR to Atlanta, then catch a flight to Turkey, and then cross the border to Syria to become fighters. Now this court document also says that Mohammed Dakhlalla said that he could work in the media department of the ISIS, as he knows a lot about social media and other media outlets. That's the information, and these are some very, very key details that have been released today. Dakhlalla, now I quote, Dakhlalla said that I wanted to ask about the military experience there. Would I be with people that speak English as well, or do they put me with everyone at basic training? I'm excited about coming to Dawla, but I feel I won't know what all I will be doing. Dakhlalla the next day informed the FBI employee, but he wanted to become a mujahid and learn what it really means to have that heart in battle. Dakhlalla assumed he would go to a military training camp when they arrived in Syria. Later in July, Young posted a message supportive of the attack on US military personnel in Chattanooga, Tennessee, while making complaints about their passports being delayed. Dakhlalla and Young expressed relief when the passports arrived and made a plan to meet their contact in Istanbul, Turkey on or about August 10, 2015, and described the clothes they would be wearing. The duo then bought plane tickets to Istanbul, Turkey to meet their contact and be taken to Syria. They were arrested on August 8, 2015 at the Golden Triangle Airport in Columbus, Mississippi, which is just 15 minutes away from here, attempting to board a flight for the first leg of their journey to Turkey. Now, these are some of the details that have been released. I would like to clarify, like I have in the past while covering this story, that Mohammed Dakhlalla's father, who resides in Starkville, does not have to do anything with the Starkville mosque that is present here. There had been false reports and false information that Mohammed Dakhlalla's father was the imam of the Starkville mosque. That's completely false and doesn't have any factual basis. Now those are the updates that we would like to give you. I would repeat, Mohammed Dakhlalla has pleaded guilty today in this terrorism case. He is a former MSU student. He graduated from Mississippi State in the month of May 2015 with a psychology degree. Those are the updates that we have right now. We will bring you more in our Wednesday show. Keep watching Take 30 News, and thank you for joining in this breaking news update. Thank you very much.